Hello, and welcome to our 2021 Hate Crime Awareness Campaign. My name is Michael Avila, coordinator of Northern Ireland's Hate Crime Advocacy Scheme. And you're joining me today, in my temporary office. And over this series, you will hear from a range of our partners, hate crime advocates, the PSNI, and relevant ministers and stakeholders, as well as other community and advocacy organizations, as we work together to tackle the joint challenges of addressing hate crime, but also focusing on many of the success stories of aiding victims through these difficult circumstances. Our first vlog will introduce you to the scheme, our advocacy and work, and the positive impact it has had on victims. Speaking of hate crime, I think it's important to firstly identify what a hate crime is. So a hate crime is any incident which may or may not constitute a criminal offense, which is perceived by the victim or any other person as being motivated by prejudice or hate. Provisions are made for an enhancement in sentences for offenses aggravated by hostility on the basis of race, religion, sexual orientation, or disability. Hate incidents will always be logged as such, even if no criminal offense has taken place. We always encourage victims to report all incidents, no matter how minor, as this builds a log for police and it can help in convictions down the road if these crimes persist. Unfortunately, many hate crimes are repeat crimes. Now, in Northern Ireland today, there are 6 different strands of hate crime, and they include disability hate crime, racial hate crime, homophobia, transphobia, sectarianism, and religious/faith hate crime. Needless to say, being a victim of a hate crime is extremely traumatic, not only for the individual, but for whole communities who also often live in fear of being targeted. What's often forgotten is how difficult the investigation and judicial processes can be. These can have even further negative impacts on individuals and witnesses as they endure what can be a drawn-out, often bureaucratic, and re-traumatizing experience that can take several years. With compassion, hate crime advocates aim to support individuals through these processes, lending an empathetic and helping hand. So what exactly is the Hate Crime Advocacy Scheme? Who's involved and how can we help? While introduced in 2013, the Hate Crime Advocacy Scheme is duly funded by the Department of Justice and the PSNI. It aims to improve support to victims, increase confidence and encourage reporting, reduce barriers, and improve access to the criminal justice system. Victim Support Northern Ireland acts as coordinator of the scheme and brings with it other specialist services, which include emotional support and practical help, assistance and support at court, help with criminal injury compensation claims, referral to specialist support services, additional advocacy services, as well as support for witnesses. And Victim Support also provides all advocacy within the scheme addressing sectarian hate crimes specifically. Though Victim Support is responsible for the reporting and monitoring of the scheme, we work in equal partnership with other prominent advocacy organizations, which include the Migrant Centre for Northern Ireland, who tackles all racial hate crime, the Leonard Cheshire, who deals with all disability hate crime, and the Rainbow Project, who addresses all LGBT-related hate crime. It should be said that nothing is easily done within the community sector without successful partnerships. Working in equal partnership with our specialty organizations has been instrumental to our success in aiding victims, as people in difficult situations relate best to and are best supported by those who can empathize with them the most. Empathy is key, and it is our calling card to providing the best services we can to victims. You will be hearing from our hate crime advocates throughout this series and how they are working hard to make hate a thing of the past for Northern Ireland. Know that we collectively pledge to continue to work for as long as is necessary to ensure that those affected by hate crime are treated with respect and dignity while receiving the support they are entitled to in the Victims' Charter. We currently have 5 advocates that support victims of hate crime across Northern Ireland on a daily basis. Our role is to contact each victim and help signpost them to other services such as legal advice, housing issues, health, and psychological support. We also provide emotional support through the investigative process. Examples of good practice and learning are then shared across the partnership. The advocates also act as a liaison between the victim and police. This is designed to give the victim confidence in reporting hate crime, which can often be a frustrating process. It is a common goal of both the scheme and police to see annual reporting of hate incidents increase, as well as an increase in successful convictions, while also seeing a reduction in the overall number of hate crimes. The advocates meet with police and the Department of Justice on a monthly basis to review advocacy and demarcate any rising trends in hate crime over that period. This update then allows the police to adapt strategy in local areas to address and monitor these issues effectively. We also serve as a liaison between the victim and the Northern Ireland Housing Executive, for example, if issues are related to the home. Additionally, we also work as a liaison between them and their GP if there are any ongoing mental or physical health issues related to post-crime trauma. So what has the impact been, and how have victims benefited from our services? Well, we've seen an increase in reporting since the inception of the scheme. We've seen increased confidence in the PSNI as well as the wider advocacy sector to effectively address hate crime. Victims report feeling more emotionally and practically supported through the investigative process. And victims also feel better able to report hate crimes in the future for themselves as well as for family, friends, and other close contacts. Victims now have more knowledge of the tools available to them, and it is our job as part of this series to continue to raise awareness of these tools to wider society to ensure that hate crime continues to be properly addressed. It should be said that crimes, any crimes, are a tragedy, and even more so when you are targeted for who you are. We promise to always utilize a victim-centric approach, putting their needs above all else. While hate crime may never be completely non-existent in Northern Ireland, we take it upon ourselves to work in partnership with friends across the community sector and the public sectors to ensure that there is increasingly no place for hate in Northern Ireland. If you or someone you know has been a victim of hate crime, you can find all our contact information at www.victimsupportni.com, or you can email the Hate Crime Advocacy Scheme at hatecrime@victimsupportni.org.uk. We welcome you along with us on this journey to raise more awareness about hate crime, and explore how, as a society, we can address this issue together. We realize that this past year has been a difficult one, but we wish all people of all walks of life in Northern Ireland a safe and healthy 2021, and we very much look forward to seeing you out in the community again soon.